at top side, and then it just spirals out of control. Therefore, the attention of the opposing team would like to look at top. Therefore, Exosen and James would have a comfy laning phase.
Well, into Champ Select we go. Warlock going to be helping the draft here for Nova, and Cabbage still for Liyab as we start things off with the immediate Zoe ban from Nova, mainly targeted toward Rex.
All right, so now what does Liyab decide to do? Because normally we've seen, for the past few games, Rex play on a more dive-heavy, carry-centric champion, but once Curd comes into the picture, normally he goes into a more utility role, most likely maybe a Nautilus mid, or maybe a Galileo mid, perhaps. So what does Liyab intend to do now that we see a Varus ban from Nova Esports?
Yeah, Nova going to be a little target toward the pool here, as we're also seeing Liyab respecting that Kalista, and also a Aphelios ban from Nova on blue side. This is something that we expected to maybe have to come out of Nova as we head toward the playoffs, if they're able to make it. Was Mixcross isn't, I would say, arguably a very strong Aphelios player, and they have actually left it open for the red side when they were on blue, and it has costed them games. So to see them actually have to adapt their draft once again does mean, though, the Senna is available for Nova, and it will be the first pick.
We'll see whether or not Liyab decides to put EXO on the Misfortune, as it is open at the moment. We've seen a couple of Misfortune first rotation bans, and this Alistar has been hovered a couple of times, mainly for James. It hasn't been pushed through, as the Taric has been the first priority pickup, but they do want to deny that Senna Tom Kench combo, and that is the plan in mind for Liyab.
Yeah, I think this is a good call from Liyab to try and deny this. The Kench has been a bit of a thorn in their sides the last 2 games we have seen it. So for them to actually have that for themselves, and also for some safety for Exosen if they decide to again put some resources onto him. But this is a gutsy call from Liyab. You are blind picking a Syndra with LeBlanc still available.
I wonder if it's the... I remember Aphelios has been constantly being countered with mage bot laners. Perhaps this could be the potential pickup for Exosen on the Syndra. We're still not sure. Depending on what support, I suppose, what Nova Esports decide to do. And they're not gonna immediately lock in the LeBlanc just yet, as we don't know where the Syndra is going to go.
There we go. It's gonna be the Jarvan getting locked in here for Nova. Nova also playing with my heart a little, reminding me of some of the ARAMs from yesterday with the Master Yi. But no, I think the Maokai, a bit of a change-up here, actually, as it could get locked in for Rocky. It could also go to Pop. Pop has played the Maokai, and especially with the Senna being locked in already, I think that is actually the play they're going for.
Yeah, for sure. I think the first time we've seen this combo, this Maokai... the Maokai Senna combo was last week, and it worked so with enabled dives. So with Liyab, I would be very worried for your bot laner. Right now, they still haven't picked, so we'll see whether or not it's going to be at Kalista, since, it's not yet, it's banned already, or maybe an Ezreal for more safety.
Possibly here. Doi, third time's the charm, apparently, here when it comes to this Trundle, as it's going to get locked in as well here for Liyab. Now into our next round of bans. Immediately, the LeBlanc being banned out by Liyab, knowing that G4 could always pick up the champion and use it as a counter into that Syndra.
Absolutely, as again, for Nova Esports, their bot lane is completely revealed, but their mid and top, which usually what Nova likes to play around with, which is G4 and Rocky, still not revealed. So for Liyab now, again, a lot of pressure towards EXO, but take note, Curd is now back in the starter, so we'll see what he decides to pick. As Renekton still open, Jace is still open, so we'll see if he's gonna go for his comfort picks.
I think the plan here for Liyab is they want to try and get that counter pick for Curd into the best possible setup, and then I expect it's just gonna be Doi camping topside trying to shut down Rocky, because both of these players have a almost solo queue-esque style of play where they love to be aggressive. They like to try and go for the 1v1s, but they have been oftentimes caught out with little ward coverage. And now, what does Liyab look to try and lock in here for the rest of their composition. I would be shocked for them to show their top lane so early. I think they could save it for the counter pick, but there is a possibility that we have again, a quick swapperoo, and this could be a Syndra coming out from Exosim.
Exactly, and it works well, especially you want to shut down the Senna, try to slow the scaling a little bit towards this pick. And, you know, Maokai can't really do anything and try to protect from a mage bot laner. So now, again, another flex pick, actually. Renekton could still go on the side of Rex, but in terms of playstyle, it would definitely be more powerful in the hands of Courage.
And here we go. We're going to have a Victor come out here for G4 in the mid lane on the side of Nova. I believe this is one of the first Victors that we're seeing. Going back to some of the control mages we've seen before, and well, now I'm interested because Rocky, this would be a bit of a change up in the playstyle. Oh no. Is this Rocky getting revenge for the World's play-ins? He's been on the opposite side of this matchup. He knows the pain that a Renekton faces when he goes into a Quinn.
This could be a Rex mid lane now. So, because this is too risky. This is a very painful matchup for Kurd. So now is that gonna be the mind games playing into the draft? And
they gotta keep that
it is. They're beautiful. There you go. It is Cinderbot.
Oh, this is painful though. So this is the game of cat and mouse pretty much. Will Liyab be able to avoid the Quinn matchup into the Renekton? Because it is not a fun time. Rocky it was during World's play-ins. Rocky, Nova, the former team of Mega, for Rocky, he ended up blind picking a Renekton, and this got used as a counter instantly, and like we see, it looks like it has to force Kurd to have to be now on the Jace and put Rex onto the Renekton.
Exactly, and that seems to be the plan in mind. Right now, I'm just excited with all the mind games. At first, they were locking a lot of mid lane picks. There's a lot of flexes, and there were a lot of mind games. And I'm excited to see this Quinn. We've been waiting for this pick, actually, for quite some time now, especially with a lot of, you know, Renekton being picked up. But, you know, Rocky has been one of the top laners that like to play the AD carry at the top side of the map. So I'm looking forward to this one.
You know, Rocky, he's... We say that, and apparently when he picked up the Callista, he actually didn't practice it a whole lot in solo queue, and it was kind of a surprise for him and the rest of the squad. So who knows what the plan is going to be here. We'll have to see how he performs. He was on the receiving end of this exact counter matchup during the World's play-in. So for him, he gets a little bit of redemption here if he's able to take down Kurd. Liyab needing only one victory to at least have an opportunity to fight for a tiebreaker on Sunday if J-Team and Hong Kong Attitude lose their games. If they lose here, though, it puts all the pressure on their game against Resurgence.
Exactly, a lot is on the line, and Liyab has been so close in sealing games and getting ahead, but unfortunately, they're not able to stabilize and keep... Okay.
Rocky is going to be forced to flash away as we got Liyab coming in for a little bit of a party on the top side of the map.
This has been Liyab style for quite some time now, with G4 going to land a little bit of poke here for against Exosen on the Syndra. And right now, Liyab's still in hunting squad, trying to see whether or not they can still burn a couple of flashes here and there, but Nova is quite aware of the situation already, and it's going to be the standard ward placements for now.
Standard for now, we'll see. There is still pings coming out here from Liyab. It looks like they want to try and go for the invade, maybe to at least get some vision, try and figure out where Ryan is going to be pathing, and it looks like they'll know now that the Jarvan is going to be starting on the bot side of the map. I want to see how Rex plays in this matchup. I assume this isn't necessarily a fun matchup either for the Renekton. You're still going into range, especially in a short lane too. The Victor has a decent amount of safety and the mana ban to get himself some extra move speed during the trades.
That's true, and you can, yeah, it's going to be very tough, especially that the pre-level 3 is going to be difficult for Rex for sure against this range matchup. Meanwhile, Liyab doesn't know where Ryan is going to be pathing, so Dodoi will likely try to match that. So because of this composition, Liyab has two choices. You do have Kurd to boost, and as well as Dodoi. But at the same time, you can't really leave Rocky alone because he's definitely going to either shove the wave, then roam towards mid, which is the scary part as a Quinn.
And you saw there for Ryan. Ryan's actually underneath the assumption that he may not have been seen by the side of Liyab, as he ended up sweeping around the Gromp. So Liyab have a little bit of knowledge where Ryan could be. He hasn't shown himself toward the top side of the map. Doi, though, is going to go over the ward. He gets spotted out here, so no real jungle presence advantage to either side, as he's going to stay up toward maybe that top lane to see whether or not Rocky's going to push out.
We'll have to see as Rocky, there's the...
Oh, he gets the
Domain
knock-up, a
events.
decent amount of damage. The exhaust is still there. Kurt underneath the tower, and it's going to be first blood going on over to Liyab.
Nicely done flash by Kerr, just to not allow that last tick of tower to make it a 1-1 exchange. And I think that was what happened with Liyab in the previous match, getting a lot of kills here and there, but exchanging deaths as well over the opposite side. This is more of a very patient game. Dodo getting that knock-up, no flash still for Rocky. It's copy pasta,
Oh, Rex.
but right now G4's quite low too.
Yeah, Rex almost got the kill there. He's staying a little far forward, but that's going to be the teleport now coming out from Kurd. Rex gets himself the enhanced stun, and there you go. Kurd finds himself his second kill on the Jace.
Beautifully done by Liyab there. Ryan had flash, held on to that as much as he could, but the stun lock...
Is this the opportunity for Liyab again? Going aggressive all the lanes so far, finding small advantages here and here. As Doi maybe looking to interrupt some recalls. Mixed Cross doesn't know that there is a Trundle. He's going to come on over. He's going to get spotted out. That's also going to be a teleport used by Pop to try and get back into the lane. Exosin also there toward the side. Gets the flash out of Mixed Cross. Ryan's nearby, though. Doi still with flash. Forced to use it to get over to the wall.
All right, and I was a little bit worried there for Mixed Cross, but with flash still available for the Senna. Meanwhile, this was beautifully done. The chain, the confidence. Ryan didn't know that Dodoi was behind him at that point, and it was basically, you know, Ryan had nowhere else to go. So either use the flag and drag to escape or engage.
And with Kurd, too, he also got the buffs before they dissipated off the Jarvan, so he's got a blue buff early in lane. You can see Rocky's just going to get chunked down, and Kurd, this is the first time seeing him in over 2 weeks on the Liyab roster, and this is a way to start things off. This is a way to make a statement of, you know, coming back for your position on the team, as Rocky's forced to back, and he doesn't have teleport to soak up the wave.
This is absolutely true. And not even level 6 just yet, so to be able to walk faster with your ult is not going to be available, and Kurd gets at least this one tower plate for himself with no contest.
And this is Rocky also going, I think, a little bit confident into this matchup, because he ended up running Exhaust. He's mainly going for those 1v1s, which later on he should be able to, but in lane, he's just going to continually get poked out like this if he's not careful, and he's going to be losing out on a lot of experience and a lot of farm. And with that amount of pressure on the top side of the map, Ryan kind of has to hover toward him, and that allows the Dragon to be taken here for Liyab.
Yeah, and a lot of space, you're right. And I think it has something to do, you know, that confidence has something to do with either the Renekton pick. Most likely it's going to be for Kurd, because Rex, we haven't really seen Rex pick it up just yet, since he has been aiming for more of those control mages, or if not, more on the utility tanks in the mid lane. So now Liyab really caught Nova off guard. So they have to play this matchup. They have to play this Jace Quinn matchup, and that's a nice stun.
Double stun coming out from Exosin. Gets a decent chunk of damage onto Mixed Cross, as Pop and him have to back off toward the tower. For Liyab this time around, a good sign is when the Fasting Senna does not have a triple kill after the first dragon fight. So going a lot better than what we saw in the previous game, and it's exciting also to see Exosin back onto, you know, a mage after, you know, playing mid competitively for the last couple of years. So he's still well-versed when it comes to the Syndra pick, even though it's in the side lane.
That's true. He's been back and forth. Dodoi, though, lurking around this area. Ryan knows.
Ryan knows, but Doi should be able to steal this one away. It's going to be a 50-50. Usually the Trundle wins out on this one. James also coming on by. It's just going to be Doidoi actually looking to stall this one out as, there you go, Doidoi. Ryan tried to do the drive-by smite. Doidoi holds on to his and is able to steal away the red buff.
Yeah, nicely done by Doidoi, especially considering that, you know, Liyab does have priority in both lanes. And now you see Rocky having a difficult time already behind in CS and a significant amount against Kurd. He's also one level ahead.
Oh, Doidoi. He's coming up here for the dive. Rocky, he's got level 6. He has Exhaust and Flash. So Liyab have to be a little bit careful. There's also going to be the Renekton. Kurd just kills him immediately. He's got the Serrated Dirk already complete. And this Jace, we've seen Kurd get ahead before. It is his favorite champ, and it's starting to look like a repeat of history.
Exactly, and he's the only one who plays Jace in the PCS. He's played it 4 times already, and now the mere presence of Doi here, just to force Rocky to go the opposite direction and lead him towards Kurd, which is beautiful. Didn't even need to get any sort of tower hits. Doi didn't need to tank anything at all, and now Rift Herald is started.
Yeah, and unfortunately, too, with that, it does look like that Doidoi has to be, you know, respectful and is forced off tower, but you do see James looking for a roam here. Rex is going to get the stun, maybe getting a little too aggressive early, but G4 positioning himself aggressively, does avoid the tongue lash. You have Doidoi over toward the side, though. He's also going to get himself a pillar. No flash burned yet for G4, though, as he holds on.
Yep, but this is the time where everyone is practically level 6 already, except for the supports. Looks like there's no movement for the supports to go rotate at.
Oh,
ooh, nicely done.
Oh my god, it's gonna happen again. Rocky, he can't keep doing this. Kurd just finishes him off solo. And you know, Rocky, he might be having flashbacks to that play-ins while he was going up against the Quinn, but it's still happening. Each time he plays with the Quinn, he just gets demolished in lane.
Exactly, and Liyab will definitely be happy about that, considering the fact that, again, all of the losses that they have experienced today were definitely, you know, not a full stomp, except probably the talent fight. But let's take a look again. Kurd, easy pickings. Rocky quite extended in the lane, waited for the vault. Now he smashed in and flashed for the last auto attack, so the exhaust didn't really help much.
And you know, unfortunately here for Rocky, he had flash available. He opted to just use the exhaust, hoping that would do enough. I think Rocky's maybe playing it a little bit too much on the edge. And unfortunately, like, Ryan can try and come up here, but Kurd has already finished off his Ninja Tabbies. Ryan still has to finish off his Warrior enchantment, so he doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And there's a high possibility that Kurd could go for the 1v2. Rocky's looking for a roam, but unfortunately, there's just no pressure here onto Rex.
Yeah, and we were about how, Rex just wants to cancel the port back as G4 is running out of steam, running out of mana.
Oh no. Bot lane, Pop is going to get taken on down immediately. The Scout of the Week is also there. It's also a teleport. I don't think this is a teleport you want to go for here, G4. He's going to pop the Chaos Storm, gets a little bit of damage, trying to go for the 1v3. Ryan over toward the side, maybe looking for the play. Exton does not have his ultimate available. It's going to be the stopwatch immediately. Ryan looking to finish off the kill. James, he's stuck in the terrain. It doesn't matter, because guess who's come to the rescue? It's Rex. He's going to pop the Dominus, and G4 has absolutely no mana. It's another teleport coming out from Nova, but we've seen this happen before. Rex! G4 gets taken on down. Pop rejoins in onto the fight. The Scatter of the Week is there to at least stop the advance of the Maokai, but still, it is 4 kills in total for the side of Liyab at the cost of 2.
And let's take a look at that again. That was very interesting, a little bit messy, but it works for Liyab definitely. So the Pop quite low already, and with that said, Doidoi is there at the bottom side of the map, and therefore just smiting it in. And with a tower juggle, actually focused more on James. This was actually very well made. G4, on the other hand, didn't have mana. Can only just deal the gravity field and the Chaos Storm. Wasn't able to burst someone down immediately. But James survived this whole ordeal. He was even stuck in between that terrain. And now Rex, though, will be the sacrifice as he actually ate a lot of tower hits. Didn't able to finish G4.
I hate to say this, but we also saw the tower go down here on the side of Nova, and Pop goes for a ride. Kurd just deletes the Senna. And Kurd is too far ahead in this game, and he is showing dominance on the map, as that is going to be the Rift Herald and Bot and Liyab are snowballing this game out of control.
Right. It is definitely out of control, and with that said, the tower's down, 6-0 already on to Kurd on this Jace, his favorite champion. He's the only one who has been picking this champion in the PCS, and now a second dragon for Liyab as well.
On top of that, he's got 6 kills. He hasn't actually gone back for a little bit here. I think he actually swapped over, and Rex is actually going to go up into the top lane. Now that, you know, like, this gives Rocky a little bit of breathing room. G4 actually looking for a dive here onto Rex, as unfortunately does not have his ultimate available. It's going to be coming off cooldown just now, but unfortunately he's already gray screened, and that's going to be a kill over to Nova.
That is a consolation prize for sure. Let's take a look at this again, as NOV Esports wanted to get at least a couple of plates as the reset happened already. But Kurd is already there. He's just gonna dive towards Mixcross, and just a couple of autos after the smash in just deletes the Senna right now.
Oh boy. Look at what Kurd has rushed. He went GA first item. That is a straight up GA buy. He had everything else in his inventory already. He just straight up bought a GA. This is Liyab saying, we are diving 24/7.
Oh dear. And right now, no one is able to challenge Kurd because Nova has to invest a lot off this GA. And that is the earliest GA I've ever seen in the whole entirety of PCS. And the Kurd, let's see what Nova decides to do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've always questioned, you know, Kurd. Sometimes he gets caught out. Maybe this is the secret, because look at this. A cheese coming out from the side of Nova. Kurd does have flash available. No, Ryan with a very early flag drag combo is going to allow Hamas to actually save his carry. And that was a lot burned here to try and kill Kurd. That now forces Nova to have to make a retreat. Unfortunately, Liyab not able to run through the gravity field fast enough, and they will get stunned up here. Doi still looking for a play, uses the pillar, but not able to find it.
All right, so good news. Nova Esports managed to pop the GA at least. So now they have a little bit of window before that comes back.
He did just finish off the Duskblade, though. So he had enough gold to just also finish off his other item. Kurd is insanely ahead. And for Liyab, it's near a 6,000 gold lead. It's all on Kurd. And I love that Kurd isn't in a side lane pushing. He's with the team. He's saying, guys, we can just shove in lanes. We can end their lives instantly if given the opportunity. You saw their G4 chunked down by a third of his health.
And they'll be happy to just keep sieging and pressuring and forcing Nova Esports to go home. And meanwhile, Kurd will get the last remnants of the Raptor camp of Nova Esports. And now Dodoi will most likely aim towards this Rift Herald, as that will be another objective that they would definitely love to have in their pockets.
There you go. Rift Herald going to be started up by Liyab. Ryan's on the wrong side of the map to really try and contest this. Even though they got deep vision, they tried to catch out Kurd. They weren't able to get that shutdown. It's a juicy shutdown if they're able to kill this Jace, but now it is Rift Herald, second time in favor of Liyab, and we saw what the play was earlier. Go for a quick dive, pop down Shelly, knock down some towers, get more gold in their pockets.
Yeah, scare away Nova Esports for sure, as again though, G4 can be very, very scary on this Victor as the game progresses for sure. And right now, since plan A didn't really work, you know, Rocky taking off on this Quinn, so now you have to rely on G4 here on this Victor. You did see him deal a chunk of damage towards Liyab earlier, so that's gonna be something at least for Nova Esports, since they've been losing really hard at topside.
Yeah, and you still see poor Rocky. He wants to finish his Bork. He's getting close. He'll be able to probably on the next back here, as he's even taking, you know, taking camps while he can. Dodo's gonna finish off that little last Raptor for himself. Ward's going to be cleared out. You see Liyab, they've already secured 2 dragons this game. We're going to have a Cloud Drake in about 50 seconds. With that deep ward, it actually shows that Rex is toward the top side of the map. He does have teleport, though, as Liyab are running a triple teleport composition.
Yeah, for sure. And that is actually pretty scary for Nova Esports. But again, you did mention that that's a lot of information on that ward that I think will prove to have a lot of value since Liyab hasn't spotted that out yet. Take note, Liyab did win their match in their first time meeting, but at the same time, it was very close.
There we go. Rich Herald's going to be popped into the mid lane. Scatter of the Week also connecting there onto G4. And also the Shock Blast. G4. One more combo from Kurd would finish him off. Tower's already going to go down. Pop pops his ultimate, actually just trying to use it for the escape. Liyab not looking to stop as Rex was pushing toward the top side of the map. Shock Blast not going to find its mark there onto G4.
Was a little bit worried that the snipe would have worked. Dodoi will meet the fellow jungler.
We've seen this one before. A little tussle when it comes to the red buff, but Kurd is here this time, and he's also going to get the buff himself. On top of that, too, Cloud is open, ready for the taking, and for Nova, it's a long waiting game for this Senna to come online, only finishing off the glaive just now, and that's going to be the 3rd dragon of the game going over to Liyab.
Yeah, and Liyab right now, you did mention that Kurd has been joining these fights after getting that 6-0, and that's the reason why Nova is so hesitant.
Oh, no.
Pop!
He's caught out once again. He can't even go to safety. He's going to try and flash away, but Doi able to stop him, and that's a godlike Jace of Kurd.
He just wanted a ward. He just wanted to lay down the vision, and with Liyab, again, triple teleport, they can keep doing this. They can keep teleporting just to deny any sort of side push from Rocky, especially he doesn't have teleport. Let's take a look at this again. Poor Pop didn't see this coming as Liyab will pick up another kill and giving that to Kurd.
And for me, I have to question the decision to start Kaigu for these matches. You got to remember, for the side of Liyab, they wanted a more, team fight focused composition. Well, and there was trust issues with Kurd. Well, if you're Kurd and you trust in yourself, that might be enough here to carry Liyab into the playoffs. Reminder, if Liyab are able to find a victory, they have the opportunity to play a tiebreaker against HKA or J-Team if either one of those teams loses their matchup tomorrow. And both of them are playing top of the table teams, so it's a high possibility we have that tiebreaker on Sunday. If Liyab are able to find a victory here, though, as well as getting the win over Resurgence tomorrow, there is a very high chance this team can make playoffs.
And that is the weight of this game. And as well as the next game for tomorrow, they look unfazed, actually, having a lot of emotes from Dodoi dancing around in the pixel brush. So they look really good. They feel really good. And they're going to reward that vision. And now Liyab just finding the opportunities, finding certain kills for them to activate this Baron call, because that's what they need now for their lead.
You see there, Kurd already has his GA offline or online, and there's still a 6,000 gold lead over G4. G4 getting a little bit aggressive here. Kurd can just dive underneath the tower. Ooh, maybe a little too aggressive. Does get saved up by the Kench, though, and you see what Liyab are looking to do. They just want to try and force out Summoners, try and force out this game, because you might as well pick up the pace when you have a Jace this far ahead.
And that's the thing, they also have triple teleport, so everything is online. So just in case nobody decides to pull the trigger No, G4.
Has to flash away. Rocky and Ryan maybe looking for a play here. They're trying to jump on immediately onto Kurd, but that's going to be a teleport being popped out immediately. Cataclysm is there. Not able to get a whole lot of damage, though, as Exosin and Rex are now joined the fight. Still, though, waiting on the mini wave to push in, as unfortunately for Nova, they have to deal with this bot lane push that's going to be coming out very shortly. G4 is going to go down. He has teleport available to join in on the fight.
Yeah, and at that point, Liyab has to be very wary of potential teleport spots that Nova could try to take advantage of, especially that we did mention that one of Liyab's weaker points is definitely vision control, and sometimes it does bite them in the back. And good news, though, if ever someone does teleport, it's going to be Pop and it's going to be G4. So At that point, it's going to be a little bit 50-50 since G4 is also a little bit squishy and hasn't really taken off in this point of the game. Still about to complete his Lich Bane. So at that, once he acquires that, he's going to be extra painful on his Q autos.
A good thing here for Nova is they've been able to kind of hide Rocky into the side lane zone. He's been able to farm up a bit onto this Quinn. He's only now down 30 CS to Kurd. Now, of course, Kurd has 7 kills. We'll ignore that fact. He got himself his Bork. He's starting to work up toward his next item as Hama and Exosin trying to be stealthy. We are going to have, though, Cloud Drake spawning in 50 seconds. That would be Cloud Soul for Liyab if they are able to secure it.
Definitely handy for Liyab for sure. You want to get that subjugate up, and as well as the unleashed power coming from XSN. And right now, Nova pressured to just do something about this. Oh my! What was that damage?
Ooh, mixed cross. That was more than half his health bar coming out from one Shock Blast combo from Kurd. That is how far Kurd is. He's doing pretty much true damage to this poor AD carry with his double lethality. And again, able to find his mark, and Mixed Cross is forced to back to base.
And it's perfect too, because G4 uses teleport, and then you force that just in time of this dragon spawn. So now Nova forced to just give this away and watch Liyab get this dragon soul.
And there you go. Cloud Soul for Liyab to get a little bit extra cooldown reduction on their ultimates. There has the opportunity to get Elder Drake before 30 minutes as well, as that's going to be Kurd teleporting back up toward the top lane. Ryan is actually gone, and oh, you see Kurd. He's a speedy boy. He's got no defenses, though. And G4 was able to take him down, but here comes the rest of Liyab. They just came running in for as a pack, like a wolf pack at this point, and they take him down. Pop is also going to be there. It was all a bait, it seems, with Kurd diving in like that. And Kurd is legendary on the Jace.
Trust is the name right now for Liyab, and that was quite close. You saw how G4 was quite painful. Lich Bane, Sork Shoes, and just popped off the GA. It was just perfect laying down the Chaos Storm. But now, because of Hama's Devour, you see Kurd safe and sound, and now Baron is actually open. Let's see whether or not Liyab decided to take that.
They have started it. It's going to be Liyab onto the Baron now. What does Nova try and do? Rocky going to get chunked back. Rex is a bit low, and Liyab look a little unsure when it comes to the call, and they decide to back off. Baron calls have been the bane when it comes to Liyab's games, especially when they're this far ahead. They have had multiple Baron throws go against them and have costed them games. This time, they're not going to play around with it. They say they don't feel comfortable. They're going to back off.
And it sounds about right, considering that they already have the lead. They're in a very comfy spot to just keep initiating these fights and just storm their way, bulldoze their way against Nova Esports. And right now, they have the Dragon Soul. They can either wait for another sneaky pickoff from the enemy jungle, which has been the strategy towards the later phases of the game, or wait for another juicy objective that they can definitely take, like the Elder Drake, and fight from there.
Well, as this game kind of goes on, it's given some time for Nova to kind of scale. We saw that G4 can actually get a devastating amount of damage onto a squishy member of Liyab. Kurd without his GA, he's going to be one of those main targets if they're able to find him. And like we mentioned, like we saw the gold graph earlier, almost half of Liyab's gold advantage, this 8,000 gold lead, 4,000 of that is directly onto Kurd.
So it's going to be troublesome if he dies immediately, because just as you mentioned, everything is funneled towards him.
It's getting a little scary here for Liyab. Mixed Cross is actually going to pop the veil, so he's going to go back into his Wraith form. Here comes Kurd, though, over toward the side. Wolves looking to maybe intersect a Shock Blast, and Rocky gets chunked down, forced to back off, still in his Harrier. Do have Ryan, though, looking for a flank. Liyab, though, do see this immediately. Double teleport is available for the side of Liyab if they want to try and turn around this pop. It's going to go ahead, pop the ultimate in there. Ryan goes into stasis, everything being used, but they're not able to find a kill. Now Rex on the flank. They get James, but they're able to take down G4. Another big shock blast coming out from Kurd. And now Doidoi wants to jump in onto Pop. G4 trying to kite back, needs to get down this damage, but Kurd is legendary. And the Scatter of the Week able to find its target, and G4 will fall to the auto attack. Exosin able to find the kill, and Liyab with advantage.
Oh dear, oh my, as Liyab managed to clean off the plate with Rocky and Mixcross, the only ones left. A lot of Liyab members are quite low right now, but I'm not sure if Nova Esports can do anything at the moment, as they will just pick up the pieces, decide to just shove the wave, and see that as their consolation prize.
And the question becomes, where is this Liyab team been? Has it been hidden inside of Kurd? Has Kurd finally been able to trust his teammates? Because these are much more coordinated fights coming out from Liyab. The commit with multiple teleports to just, again, funnel in onto Nova, who think they have the advantage.
Yeah, they've been wanting this sort of fight, the numbers advantage with the double teleport, considering the fact that they've cornered Rocky into a more, with a flash and exhaust as well. So the global presence is not exactly there, as Quinn still has to fly across Rift. But at that point, Liyab, you're right, it's so coordinated, a lot of trust is being shown from Liyab, and as well as confidence in these fights. So this is just very beautiful coming from the Philippine representatives.
There we go. You also now have this Syndra that's been able to just scale up beautifully. Not going for a Luden zone, not for an upfront burst, which I'm a little bit, a questionable call there. Instead going for the Spellbinder. So looking for that just upfront burst damage with the extra move speed. And Rocky, he just escapes that shock blast. But you see Kurd is able to rip apart towers.
Very quickly as Baron...
Oh no. Rocky gets caught out. That's going to be it. Quinn is down. Rocky not able to help defend the base now, as Liyab are going to go ahead and start pushing on in. Scatter the Week, and you just see Kurd is so far ahead on this Jace that if the tower is left for just a single second, he's able to take it down from half health. The inhibitor in mid lane shall go down, and Liyab looking to knock on the door of playoffs if they're able to take down Nova here. G4 going to get dived on in. Senna ultimate is there. The resurrection will come out from Kurd. They're trying to at least kite back to their base, but like that, you can see Liyab with no hesitation look to take the second inhibitor.
Such confidence coming from Liyab, and because of, again, Kurd having that GA, he can just flash dive in, no problem. And they are still looking towards getting this Elder Drake.
Oh, this is going to be disgusting. You want to see Kurd one-shot carries with just a Shock Blast combo? That's what we're about to see as the Elder Drake is going to get secured. And you'll be looking to finish off his final item. It's a pre-30-minute Elder Dragon for Liyab. I never thought I'd say those words.
I know, and considering the fact that we've seen them perform from the first game up to the third game, where it looked really solid for their early game, always failing to press on with their lead, and this is a completely different scenario. And considering the fact that, it's Kurd at the top side of the map, who managed to snowball and just cause chaos for Nova Esports.
And to keep up this mental, to keep this confidence after losing 3 back-to-back games in the same day, mind you, on top of the pressure of if you lose this game, there is a high possibility that you don't make playoffs. If they're able to find the win here, there is a high chance they play tiebreakers for playoffs. If they're able to find the win here, as well as the win against Resurgence tomorrow, if they play in this form, I would say Liyab can take that match.
And it's highly possible, just as you mentioned, looking at their state right now, looking at their strategy, their movements as a team.
G4, he's got to back off. The Elder Drake buff, it's too much. And Liyab are now going to take every single inhibitor, every structure of Nova, outstanding of the Nexus Towers. As now the real siege begins, double super minions going to start pouring into the base. Kurd almost able to take down Mixcross, who has to go back to the Fountain Pop. able to at least stall out Doidoi a little bit longer, but Liyab dominating a 16,000 gold lead, and the tower's gonna go down. Exogen finds himself the one shot. It's the scatter of the week into the unleashed power. It's devastating, and Liyab look to completely dominate Nova here in their matchup and keep their playoff hopes alive as Nova will fall.
The dream is alive for Liyab. After 3 losses tonight, they meet Nova, they swap in, they put in Kurt into the roster, and what a mind-blowing performance from the Philippine squad.
No, to say the very least there, whew, Liyab, play Kurd more. I'm sorry. I love Kaiku. I loved his first game. But Kurd, whoo, he was not happy being on that bench for the last 3 weeks. He hasn't played in 3 weeks when it comes to the PCS. He's been sitting on that damn bench, and he said, all right, guys, we're going into playoffs. I don't care what you say. And with this victory here and a victory tomorrow, they will be able to.
I also want to hand it to Liyab's draft as well. Like, they played a lot of the mind games, and actually it was a very 50-50 on where the Renekton is going to go, either on Kurd or a surprise from Rex, as he's never played it before. It does fit his playstyle since he has been playing a lot of Sylas as well. But at the same time, it was a risk. Like, they picked up the Quinn, so against the supposed Renekton, and it worked well in their favor. And I feel like that is a good confidence booster. As you know, draft-wise, I feel like in terms of mind games, Liyab won.
Yeah, I think draft it, and the fact that they're willing to pull out this draft, like we talk about mental fortitude from this roster, considering the morale issues this team has faced over the course of the split. You've seen it in their side content. This team is very swing heavy, and the fact they were able to turn around after taking 3 straight losses, I'm just utterly impressed with them showing like this.
Exactly. A lot of the Liyab fans are definitely proud, and again, it has shown, and with the confidence that they've brought out, considering that they've actually managed to almost beat Machi as well. So it means that every single loss, they've always managed to reset and come back from that.
Yeah, you see there too. Once the team's ahead, it was pretty much game over, and they were able to finish out the game, something that we have criticized Liyab time and time again, and they're able to pull it off, and they're also able to take down Nova, regional rivals when it comes to Southeast Asia in the battle between Thailand and the Philippines.
Yeah, and that makes it, what? They 2-0'd Nova already in the PCS, so that is that's quite a painful loss for Nova Esports, especially as they've been also picking up the pace, actually managing to land a lot of up in there. But at the same time, Liyab, not only did they shut down Rocky, but G4 wasn't able to do much in that game as well because of so much pressure from Kurd, and as well as the triple teleport. So at that point, Liyab, it's such a refreshing view to see right now.
And you want to know something scary here? First, it was Kurd's Jace. That was absolutely terrifying. Never want to see it again if teams, but I don't know if it can be drawn in bans. I think you'd rather use that for other places. But if you are Nova, a small tidbit about Nova right now, they are not locked into playoffs. Nova can still fall down this bracket if HKA, J-Team, and Nova find victories tomorrow and Nova fall to Machi. There is still that insane possibility that our 6th place team in the standings could still fall out of playoff contention.
And that's pretty crazy. That's how much they needed that win too, this game in particular. So now they're in a very awkward situation where they can possibly, just as you mentioned, be tied with HKA and J-Team if they do win their matches for tomorrow. And for Liyab as well, they do want to win their match against Resurgence to have a better standing in the rankings, and just take over HKA and J-Team as well. And oh my, shutting down the hope of Resurgence and staying alive in the tournament.
Yeah, for Resurgence, unfortunately now, they are also in that situation where if they don't win their both matches tomorrow, they're out of playoffs. If Liyab beat Resurgence no longer in playoffs. There's still the possibility where we have that wacky 4-way tie. But Resurgence, after they've been trying to make the climb back into the standings, they are making that miracle run back. They have to go up against arguably now a red-hot Liyab after this victory tonight.
And the scary part is it was definitely unexpected. Remember, the loss streak of Resurgence ended when they faced Liyab at the end of their round robin. So, and it was Kurd who was actually at the top side of the map back then. So now I'm a little bit worried, but at the same time, both teams have evolved. So now it's quite unpredictable who's going to win.
And there we go. Let's take a look at our rundown from today. It was, of course, AHQ, Talon, and Machi taking home the victories in the first 3 matches against Liyab. Liyab, though, were able to find that little ray of hope and take down regional rivals of Nova from Thailand. And now we can take a look at how the standings have shaped. Toward the top, we already know it's Machi, AHQ, Talon. That's already pretty much locked in. But now you see that 3 teams tied at 7th place. If none of these teams get a victory tomorrow, we have a 3-way tie for the last 2 playoff spots because each team is 1-1 with each other. Now, in a more crazy ending, if each 3 of those teams find the victory tomorrow, there's then a 4-way tie with Nova if they lose.
That is a very sticky situation. That is wild, and it's it's very nerve-wracking for all of the teams, just as you mentioned, around that mark of the bottom teams. And again, it will really solely rely on your performance first, winning, and at the same time hoping either they get a loss or they get a win.
Yeah, because you never want to be in a situation where you're hoping for another team to lose, because that means it's not in your control. And for Liyab, if they are able to take home the victory, they don't have to worry about that. They at least get the comfort knowing that they are able to play at least for a tiebreaker if one of those 2 teams is able to take home the victory against, again, Titan opponents. Let's take a look, though, toward our matchups tomorrow. And like we mentioned, first game, it's going to be the Battle of Southeast Asia once again. Singapore taking on the Philippines with Resurgence taking on Liyab.
Yep, and we've got also matches for Talon Esports. They're going to be fighting twice tomorrow, and as well as a very interesting match that will decide what's going to happen for the bottom teams. It's HKA versus Talon and J-Team versus Machi.
Yeah, if there's a possibility of those 2 teams taking home the victory, and you know what? If Berjaya are able to take down Nova, we still have that possibility at a 4-way tie. Resurgence, on the other hand, if they are able to continue the climb in the standings, they could look to force a tie with possibly HKA, J-Team, and Liyab themselves. It all comes down, though, to that very first game at the top of the day.
It's just a very heavy match. It's either Resurgence ends their journey there and then, or a chance of a very messy tiebreaker.
Yeah, it'd be tragic for them to, fall right away. I'm glad that we saw Liyab take home the victory overall. So I'm happy because all my predictions I have lined up for that 3-way tie because I want to see it happen. That's what I'm hoping for here in the very end. But, that is going to do it for us today. Always, you guys can be sure to follow the PCS on the channel that you guys are watching, either on Twitch or YouTube. You guys always can check out the Facebook as well. And if you want more news and information from us, the casters, check out our socials below. It's behind both of us. I'll point down for you, Riku, because you can't, because you're a cardboard cutout right now. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a leave for the night, and we'll see you all tomorrow.